Hello and welcome to Adobe Live. We're back for part 2 of our UI UX design streams with Erick Su. If you've ever watched before and participated in chat, he's probably one of your close friends. Thanks for being with us, Erick. So just really quickly, Erick will introduce himself in a second, but before we get to that, I want to let you know about a couple ways you can engage with us. First of all, there's a live chat. All you have to do is go to behance.net/live, log into chat, say hi, let us know where you're tuning in from. We've already got Dal in chat, Richard, Dhananjay, Santaji, Julia, our good friend, Gladstone's in chat. We've got a lot of people saying hi, so thanks for tuning in and supporting us. Ask questions as we go. We'd love to hear about what you're thinking of the designs or if you have any questions. Let's take a look at the schedule for today. So there were a bunch of live streams right before us. We're the last live stream of the day. But what's pretty cool is we'll also be live tomorrow and the next day with a similar schedule. So we kick off the day with the daily creative challenge for Photoshop. It's a quick 30-minute live stream. Right after that, we have an Adobe live stream that focuses on Photoshop. It was career building. Then we had the daily creative challenge for XD, followed by the live stream in Adobe XD with Erick Su, which you're watching right now. So again, tune back tomorrow and the next day we'll have a similar schedule for you. In 30 minutes, we'll be giving away 100 free custom stickers from Sticker Mule. All you have to do is stay around and stay active in chat. And then last but not least, this is the very first challenge day for the Daily Creative Challenge. So we just announced it this morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time. If you're curious about what it is, you can find it on the landing page for the Daily Creative Challenge for Adobe XD, and also on the Adobe XD Discord. You can find links in chat for those on the challenge tab. So if you check out the challenge, you can share it on Discord in the current challenge feedback channel, and Erick and I will be giving some feedback on those designs in about an hour and a half. So stay tuned for that.
That sounds good.
Without further ado, let's get into Erick's introduction and your work that you'll be working on today.
All right. So yesterday I started making this home page and then some screens that is like menu and then online ordering process redesigned different than the original one. And when I went home, I finished out the home page and then added a page for their award.
Nice.
Yeah.
You did a good bit of work.
Yeah.
And so for some context setting, Erick is a big fan of this restaurant, and he decided to create a new version of their website specifically to create a case study for his Behance portfolio. So he's going to be making a project today and show you how he goes about exporting assets and telling a story with the work that he's been creating.
Yeah. So,
cool. Do you want to show them a little bit, like specifically about what you were working on last night? And then I think there was a question yesterday wondering about how you approach some of your prototyping. So maybe we can show them some prototyping pro tips for how you put the website together.
sounds good.
Cool.
So, yeah, last night, this is what I made. I probably can pull up their site, and then kind of show you what that, wait, no, that's not what I'm looking.
We got some friends in chat. We've got Lucky, says hi Erick Su. Wafa from Lyon, France, thanks for joining us. I know it's nighttime for you. Diana is a UI UX design student, excited to be here. Anthony, great to see you. And Kostov, thanks for joining us. Thanks for saying hi and letting us know where you're tuning in from.
Yeah, and then, so this is their current page. So they have that one big image, Untitled, and then the 5 award that they win. And then there's that decoration images and the footer. And then, so from that, I redesigned it. I wanted to show, this is not one of their image. This is Adobe stock image. I was wishing that they would show their process in the championship. So it's just this just help us to get my idea across, and then I again mentioned how many times they win, because I assume sometimes people might click on the tag. I never scrolled
I see.
scroll to the thing, and then I kind of redesigned how they place the awards, and then and then ended with footer. So
Cool.
yeah, that's that. And then
Do you know Jimmy Mitchell from
Jimmy.
chat? He says Sue.
Oh.
In all caps.
Oh yeah. I definitely know,
know Jimmy.
Yeah, I seen Jimmy in the live chat all the time.
Yeah.
Same with many people.
Yeah.
Again, I'm
Dio.
not. I don't want to try to pronounce people's names.
You can try. They won't take it personally. We
Yeah.
got Justin in chat too.
Yeah, and I'm grateful that people are still here watching the stream.
Yeah, me too. It's nice to have the support.
Yeah. So we can. Yesterday we kind of talked about this. I don't know if that would be a good one to talk about.
Sure.
The prototype.
Yeah, we can maybe talk about some of the work that you did to get this experience interactive.
Yeah, we can.
So that when we go to create the project for Behance, there's some context for the user flow that you created out of your designs.
Yeah, so I'm gonna mention again. So in this project, it has a special little dot that follows the mouse, wherever the mouse goes. And then when it goes somewhere, wherever that there's like an interaction content, you turn into, say, add to cart, or it could be like play video or enlarge image. So just like it just hovers and then turn into something else. We cannot actually do that in Adobe XD, so that's why I made this little prototype to show people what I'm trying to do.
I like how you recognized there was something the program couldn't do, but then you hacked together a way.
I like to figure out ways that I can just at least show people what I want. So I can play a tiny bit of this, so we can and then we'll show like each step. So first, this is the drag on Adobe XD, and then when it hovers, it's supposed to show the image of that food that's currently on the screen. And then the next is the add, and then people can see that we added the numbers for the like this is for like this whole combo, and that's just for this one item in the combo. Like my wife, hi.
Hey. There's a lot of people saying hi.
Yeah, and a lot of people.
Michael, Joe.
Yeah, a lot.
Gladstone says he's waiting to see some of your quirky comments on the live stream too.
Yeah, I'm grateful that Gladden is here. I mean, I haven't seen it on the live stream for a while. Like I used to see in chat all the time, and
Call
then
him out.
yeah, so he's back for me, so it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Good to see you. And yes, Eric will be making this into a real Behance project, likely after the live stream is over. So if you want to check that out, you can go to behance.net/Erick Su to check it out. It'll also be on the Adobe Live profile.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna start this far, on the prototype to show you guys what I did. Let's go to the prototype mode. So as you guys can see, here's the dot, and then I call it mouse, just so that it will do the animation. And on the second screen of the animation, the dot is actually over here. This is where I wanted to trigger the auto animation and change into the button.
Nice.
And then so like I mentioned, I did a drag effect. On this side, you guys can see is the drag, and then you do the auto animate, and then go to the page. I call it state 2. You can be anything, that doesn't matter. And then yeah, that's all that is, that it will go. So when you drag, it will just show the image come from here to over there. Nice. And that's the first part. And then I had to do that instead of go from here straight to here. It's because if I link this page to that page, it will auto animate like throughout this whole time. Like from here, the button will start to change, and that's not what I wanted. I wanted to only change when it hits the image.
Right.
So yeah, that's what happened. So this is where that is, and then again I name it the same with the mouse little thing, and that make that change. And then the text really just showed up. Like this is not part of the grouping. It's just by itself. and then, but it looks like it works that way. So
it's magic. But it's interesting because I think Auto-animate, sometimes you can tend to think in too many steps at once, but you really have to break it down into these small steps one at a time so that it functions the way that you intend it to.
Yeah, and then a lot of trial and error. Yeah, so
we got Joss Van Wiesel in chat. Silvino, good to see you. Thanks for joining. If you have questions, please ask. Let us know.
I want to mention Van Wiesel is actually really, really good at designing. I don't know if everybody sees his profile, but yeah, I look at his projects. They are all like amazing.
They're super good. Also, if you participate on the XD Discord, you can interact with Joss. He oftentimes is on there giving feedback for designs as a mentor. So
yeah. So yeah, I have the fill and border, and then over here, this fill really doesn't. Oh, it does do something. Don't take my word back. So there's a fill and the border, and Auto-animate will automatically change the fill from color 1 to color 2 on its own, and the border too. The border is the same, and the fill has the transparency, and for some magic, it just changes all to the right thing, and it really just need to have the same name, and this can be like any shape, and it would just do the Auto-animate.
The key is the same name.
Yeah.
Then the program's like, oh, I'll do some magic for you.
Yeah. So that's cool. And then from here to the next screen is a simple click. So let's go back to the prototype. As you guys see, I just want people to click on this general area, the button, and then it's a tab and transaction. And there's actually I don't have any easing, and I think usually when people click, the no easing looks pretty good. Then it's the third screen. Again, this is actually this is different. This is a drag. This is where I was trying to show people. I just show you. I'm trying to show people this, like they drag here, and then it changed to that, and then it actually doesn't follow my mouse. It's just a 10 transition from here to here. I just try to make it look like it.
Like when you're recording, you already know the path. So
I know. I know. And then, and it's funny, like, because I try to make it more natural. So instead of having it go straight, I decided having it go straight across. It has like it kind of curved down a little, and I tried to so it would look like it was like following like my natural.
That's great.
Mouse.
It's on the little details.
Not mouse move. So
Hi Heidi. Hi Kimberly. Thanks for joining.
Hi guys. And then so this button drag, and then for the drag you do have to have like one, like this, the item going from one position to the another position. It doesn't work very well if they are like on the same position. Like you do the drag, it like a lot of them just weird. It doesn't work. Like I don't have an example right now, but so it's good that this is moving, and then it move here. Then like I said, I believe this is the time transaction, and it has 0 delay, so it will just show up automatically as soon as it hits that spot. And then again, that's the mouse, and then this one is named the mouse, the little dot, and then it turns into that when it comes out.
Cool.
And then again, this is another 10 transition of it just go over. Yeah, and then when it hits on the other side, I make another. We'll go back to this button. So
cool.
That's kind of that prototype.
Nice.
And then
so now that we've explained that part, let's see it in motion.
This is where we were, and then it did that. And then you can click and add the second item, and then click for the third.
Cool.
I was trying to show here is just that I want to show people when they do happen to select 2 of the same item, we can do that.
Nice.
That's all that is. Yeah,
it looks great. Hi Cornelius, thanks for joining. If you're just joining in, Eric is working on web design in Adobe XD. He's talking about some of the prototyping that he's working on in that experience right now. And then later on, he'll be turning this design into a project on his Behance page.
Yeah.
So if you have questions along the way, let us know.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we can really talk about a lot of different things. Yeah, it's like some stuff. I kind of want to show some of the stuff, just some of the ways that people can build their page. So I'm gonna show this. Wait. Oh wait, this no, not that.
You just like that project.
So for something like a video, if there's a background or even a mock-up, for this kind of stuff, really like when we finish recording the prototype, what I usually do is that I will export the prototype by recording it. The process look like this. Like I just hit the record button on the top right corner, and I just start doing what I was doing earlier. And then once that is finished, say we got the video, we saved it, then one thing I found really nice and easy is the Adobe Rush. What I like about Rush is that it's a little bit easier than the Premiere Pro.
It's literally designed so that you can publish videos as quick as possible.
Yeah, so yeah, it's really nice. It's more friendly for beginners like me.
Totally.
Yeah.
You can also use Rush on your mobile devices, which is pretty cool. So if you want to edit video on the go, you can do that too.
So I'm going to just create a new project. Wait.
Anthony's students are watching the stream right now, so hi Anthony's students.
Oh my goodness. Wait. Oh, this is not. Wait, I want to do a new project.
Yeah, you might have like a library in here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's just grab a random image and start it.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, it's still in the same project.
Yeah, it looks like you opened an old project. There you go.
Okay, there we go. Let's just grab this image, for example.
Yep. And if you had multiple clips, you can select them all in there and they'll just drop them into the timeline. Just pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm just showing this for a quick example. Let's just imagine this to be like a frame, or maybe even with like a phone or laptop. So like it's just a background image with like, you know what I'm trying to say, like where there's like there's like the screen, or you put your design around that. So when you finish a video, you can actually like drag it into this, and then it will, it's loading. So you can actually lay it right on top of it, and then you can adjust the size to whatever you want. So you can really quickly have a computer or a phone behind and around the screen.
Kind of like a mock-up, pretty much.
And then you can showcase something like that really easy in Premiere Pro.
Premiere Rush.
Rush. Yes, Rush.
I mean, Pro works too, but Rush is pretty fast.
Yeah, and Rush is easier. So yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to show people. And
Masroor, just to answer your question real quick, Eric is showing how he exports his prototype videos from XD and then loads them into Premiere Rush so that he can export a video for his Behance projects.
Yeah, and then I want to kind of talk about how I usually build a portfolio.
Yeah, let's go top to bottom, beginning to end.
So the first screen, we want to put whatever we can to keep the people from viewing, and then usually I try to either do the brand first, or sometimes I just go straight to what I think is the exciting part of the screen, and hopefully that's home screen. Sometimes it doesn't work out. Yeah. What are they?
Cornelian's cheering you on. Says you're the
Thanks.
man. Let's go.
Yeah, so for this portfolio piece, I'm thinking about for it to just say this, because I feel like being on Adobe Live is pretty cool. And I think it's enough to get people to scroll down and continue viewing. And if I was wrong, I might change it.
I like it. I think that it's nice, and especially that top little header's kind of understated and clean.
Yeah, I like to have all my type kind of very like small, subtle. So people, they're there, but like if people don't look at them at all, I wouldn't mind.
I appreciate that you also called it a concept.
Yeah.
So it gives some context. Like, is it concept work? Is it just for fun? Did you actually do this as a client?
Yeah, I always mention concept if something's I mean, even with a client, sometimes I still call it a concept, like because they don't have it built yet.
That's true.
So when I post it, I still might call it a concept. But yeah, most of the time I definitely would call it a concept when it's not real. Yeah.
Totally.
And then that's the home screen that we designed yesterday. And then I like putting image right behind the screen.
Cool. Because you can never have too much meat.
Yeah, it looks make me hungry. Then intro. So yesterday, guys was talking about like how important to kind of get people intro. I know it's kind of probably small to read on the Steam, but yeah, when I post a project, you guys can kind of see, and you just kind of like write whatever you want that you think can be engaging, and like I would keep it short. And I still deciding whether or not I want to point out the font. So this is one of the font from Adobe Font.
Yeah,
that's what it's called now.
Fonts.adobe.com.
Yeah, and then so what I like that the font was decided when I was designing the project, but but I can show people just in case if .adobe.com, just in case if people haven't seen it.
Put an S on the end of fonts.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
And then so I think I've seen many people showing this on the live stream, and it's super helpful.
Yeah, if you have a Creative Cloud subscription, you can sync as many fonts as you want.
Yeah,
and then really
it's amazing because it's ever since that it has been really helpful for me and the other creative when we do collaboration. Yeah, because we don't ever have to worry about not having the same fonts anymore. Right. I always let them know ahead that they want to use either Adobe font or there's the Sky. I think this is called the Sky font from Google or wherever fonts.com, and then they sync the Google font, and then so that's two of the ways that people can sync their font. And then what I really like Adobe fonts is one is come with your subscription, so no extra fee, and then people can like decide kind of what style you want, and then
that's great
or not. And then I really like where you can type in the words so you can actually see, and even this. So you know, like when you're selecting your H1 or H2, you can like go to like about the size. You actually go to the actual size, but you don't have to go to actual, and it can go to like kind of help you to see does this like able to sound along as a title. Yeah, so I found the font there, and then I'm still wondering if I want to point out the font. I might.
You're not sure if you want to let people know what it is?
No, it's just that I just don't know if it mattered enough. Like
I'm sure people would be curious what font that is.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I feel like it speaks BBQ pretty well, and then there's this like little corners. I don't know, like there's like this little corner thing that reminds me of those chopping, and then I just feel like that fits to what they do. Every time I go there, they just like cutting the meat and stuff. So.
They make me hungry again.
Yeah, and then this is the video that I designed yesterday. Right now the internet's a little slow, so it's showing like a kind of low quality of video. But when I post it and you guys watch it at home, then it should be in a by pandit. But like, so what I did for this one, I was explaining to guys yesterday. I like the auto play. So I will, since this is long, this is embedded, and I will have to add this in the project, like in the end. So if people want to use this code, they can. This is only for Vimeo.
Nice.
I haven't able to figure out YouTube. like how it will autoplay on Behance. So if somebody else out there know how to do that, I would like to have that code.
Yeah, totally.
Because I do like YouTube a little bit.
I know there's a way to embed YouTube videos and have them autoplay. So
Okay.
I know it's possible. I don't know how to do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the key thing in here is that it has to be muted. Like
Nice.
because I think it's because of the Google browser.
Did you write this?
No.
Can you code?
No.
Code person?
No. I just go like online, search forever,
Cool.
and then found this. So I've been using this code.
Nice. That's great.
So yeah, and then so when the and then you guys will have to adjust the height and width to your grid. Like when you design a portfolio, yeah, like I still use a grid on my portfolio. Wait, I'm in the prototype mode. Yeah, so it's still have that 12 columns.
Yep.
It's actually the same one, and then I found it easier to do my portfolio in the 1920, like same with web and videos, since it's so common. So like sometimes I can go into the 4-way video when I want to, and then when I want to make it smaller, I can. Like when you want to make smaller, the kind of trick I do here to make smaller is like, so you guys can see the video is actually cut right there, and then right here.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the background is a separate image.
I see.
Yeah, and then the reason why I do it this way is just easier, like compared to redoing the video to a smaller size. Or I mean, you guys can do what people can do what I was showing earlier though. They can shrink the video actually pretty easy
in Rush.
Right. But yeah, this is pretty easy too, because like all it is just a guesswork. You just go here and then change the height, and then you just kind of see, oh, this is about right, and it's good enough.
You can actually do that with the embed code for prototype links, for Adobe XD prototype links. If you go in and adjust the width and height, you can kind of get something that fits a little bit better. Which is cool.
Yeah. So yeah, and then so that's kind of where I am. I'm thinking that I probably need to have the home page between these two, because I look at it, I go, I don't know if this is the right position just yet. So, and then here is my home page. And then I look at this, and then I feel like I can probably do some of the stuff that I usually do, like add in like picture on the side, just to make it a little more interesting. Sometimes I like it clean, and then when I usually decide that will be usually is that when the page is shorter.
I see.
When it's shorter pages, I usually leave this out, like just clean, and then I feel like that would look good. And just because this is a little longer, I feel like something will help.
Cool. And just a heads up, if you're watching right now, I think the Behance event might be down, but we're still live on YouTube, and we'll get the Behance event up very shortly. And when it's up, we'll most likely be doing a chat and win. So if you're watching to win the chat and win, all you need to do is be on Behance and log into chat, say hi to us. That's going to be in less than a minute, so stick around for that. And sorry for the technical difficulties.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like that. And I'm just trying to get a feel of this. Yeah, we are. Yeah, I have, and then we'll do it with the images and just kind of feel it. It's kind of like what I was talking about yesterday, just trying to find the right amount of flow. And I think that might be enough. Like maybe this is too small. Maybe I should do align to. And then like you guys can see, I usually just align to random image, random place. Like sometimes I do like top align, and sometimes I center align. Sometimes I do bottom align.
Just whatever feels best to you, or
yeah. I just look at it and just kind of
experiment.
Yeah, and then I do have certain consistency, like the 200 pixel here and 200 pixel there, and the 200 here, 200 here. But like yeah.
Cool.
I feel like it's really it's a lot of freedom, and you do like.
I think that's one of the fun parts of doing like a personal project, right? Like you this isn't your client, which means you can do whatever you want with the project.
Yeah,
whatever
and then,
looks
yeah,
fun.
whatever you can code. And then, I mean, this is incredible, but I have never met a client that come to me and like tell me, say, I hate this, I want
Whoa.
everything to be changed. So,
You're doing
yes,
something right.
yeah, so far so good. So far, like, I don't have that many clients, but like, when I do, most of the time they'll come to me and say, I'm not so sure about this. I was like, I can do whatever you want. They will turn back around and say, you're the professional, do what you want.
Nice.
So yeah,
I feel like that's honestly seems to be rare from the designers I've talked to and worked with. There are a lot of designers who will create something and then there's a lot of feedbacks.
Yeah, I don't get a lot of feedback. Usually they will just let me roll whatever I want, and then they'll just tell the developer to make it happen, and so it's good. Yeah. So I'm going to grab the image from our. So this image right now, this is not editable image. That is just a PNG. I usually export the PNG and then pull it back in. That way I don't break it, because there's the responsive resize, and sometimes they turn out a little weird when like if I shrunk this, it's going to do the crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do the PNG and then
Cool.
that way, and then but when we can add the image here using just the image. I took this photo.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Nice. Is it on your Instagram?
Yeah, it was so they did a full photo contest.
Cool.
The R&R did.
Did you win?
Yeah.
Good job. What'd you win?
$100 gift card.
Nice. No wonder you go there all the time.
Yeah, and what is funny is that I actually got a $50 gift card right before the contest. So it's like, maybe I can use this $50 to win $100, and I did that.
Genius. Don't let them hear that. You're gaming the system.
It was a friend that gave me the $50 gift card.
That's
It
awesome.
wasn't them.
I see.
Yeah, but I probably felt pretty bad if it was like they
That's
already
really
gave
cool.
me a gift card. And that look a little repetitive, so I'm gonna change. Yeah, so like a lot of this I really just go by the feeling, and
Cool.
then
There's our buddy hanging out again. Remember, he was hanging out next to us yesterday.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
doing his thing.
so I'm
Doing
trying to
some
get
waves.
this close to line up. It
Cool.
doesn't always happen since this is no longer the perfect pixel image.
Yeah.
So it like XD always go to the perfect pixel, and then now it's back, and then I'm trying to find a place. I think this is good. The reason I said that instead of going to the focus is because I kind of feel like that become like really repetitive when it go to the focus. So a lot of times this is kind of what I do, and sometimes I even like go here and then just like say this, and we'll see how that look like. Just give it a different perspective of the same image.
It almost feels a little bit better. It almost feels like a different image now.
Yeah, and then sometimes I go like this, just turn it down a little bit.
Cool.
And then I think that might work. We'll see.
No, I love the experimentation.
Yeah, and
If there are any ideas from viewers watching about if you like it or if you change something, let us know.
yeah. Well, I cannot currently see you guys chat, but
We're working on that.
yeah. Yeah, and then here we're going to find that sandwich. It looks like hamburgers, but they call them sandwich. I think it's the.
It looks like a hamburger, but it's not a hamburger because it doesn't have hamburger on it.
It doesn't have that ground beef.
Yeah.
That it's funny. I was watching TV show like what defines a hamburger.
Yeah, it was funny. I was recently in Japan for 2 weeks, and they called almost any sandwich like this a hamburger.
Yeah.
So you would go to a restaurant and say, "This is a fish hamburger."
Yeah,
it was like a fish sandwich.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did do from my home country, Taiwan. Yeah, everything's a hamburger.
That's kind of funny. I'd never seen that before.
We have Yeah, Taiwan and Japan are actually like very similar.
Cool.
They eat like same food and they have like really similar culture.
Nice. Well, I really enjoyed being there.
Because
It was awesome.
yeah, Taiwan was under the governing of Japan for like 50 years.
Oh, okay.
So they have like very similar.
Yeah, that makes sense.
My grandpa spoke Japanese because
Cool.
the school was in Japanese when he was growing up.
That's pretty neat.
So
How many languages do you speak? 2?
I speak, well, I depend on if people consider Taiwanese a dialect or language. I do speak Taiwanese, but
Nice.
and then I speak Mandarin,
Cool.
Chinese,
So 3 kind of.
kind of. If
Nice.
people call it a language.
That's 2 more than me.
Right now I'm undecisive about this image because it looks pixelated. But I see. Let's go to this side. Wait, that's not the screen. Need to click on the artboard.
Nice.
Go to the. Wait, let's. Come on. It's,
Show me another
the.
one.
This is something happens when the viewport is off because I dragged it. So you can change the viewport. I'm gonna change it to about 1080. That's pretty common. Then I can see the right side. And then I'm just going to go back to that image. Okay, that's not bad. So what you guys can know that this full image is 1090, so it's bigger than what Behance requires. Behance is the 1440. So since it's bigger and then it looks okay here, it will look okay on Behance too.
Nice.
So that's
a good way to pressure test it a little bit.
Yeah.
Make sure it looks good before you push it live.
Yeah, I actually kind of like it being like that, but then
Are you gonna throw some opacity on that, like the other one.
I would have to if I do one.
Yeah.
I would, and then but I'm trying to decide if like I want it to have the opacity or not, but I can decide that later.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a random number, so like there's no secret about that.
I was gonna say, is 53 your lucky number or something?
No. And then there is something that people probably want to pay attention to. Is like what is the focus? Like, because for the ice project, I did have to use a really like light opacity for the same kind of stuff because I wanted to show a lot of detail on this. So this might be like 70 or something along that line. And even on this, I really wanted people to be able to see that on the side. And then it was pretty like, the opacity was really light. And then, yeah. I don't know how many people like do this. I just feel like for this project, I feel like it was that project that's trying to push the boundary.
Yeah, totally.
Like I tried to put the opacity over the main focus over and over again. Like I just like this, like the model is very important, the jacket very important, but yeah, I try to be like a little different and original in that way. But I'm sure that everything is not like true original. There's always somebody that write down everything by this time.
There's a quote like, "There's no such thing as a new idea." Kind of.
Yeah. So it's that, but since I don't see it very often on Behance, I can still call it original for now. Yeah, so yeah, I'm just saying. We know
Andrew. We've had Andrew on the live stream. Is that how
Andrew.
you got Andrew Segretti?
Oh yeah, because I don't. Yeah, cool.
So just a heads up, everyone. We haven't fixed the Behance issue right now. So if you're watching, jump on YouTube, and there's a YouTube chat, and you can still message us and comment and let us know if you have any questions. I'm looking at that now, so I'll keep an eye on that as we go forward.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, so, and then for the, always think about the contrast between the dark background and the light background. Like the opacity, the same opacity look different on the different background. So like try kind of decide based on that. And that's the same thing with your design. Like over here, the text is red, dark red. But when it goes to the darker screen, I have a really bright red, and it's trying to help people to able to still see the stuff without making it like impossible to read.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So yeah, just some stuff to think about. Yeah, and then so all the other, besides that image, all the other images are from R&R itself. And I did took some of the screenshot photos from their like Instagram.
Nice.
Just feel like I didn't get enough like image for what I wanted. And
Cool.
then this shout out to their customers.
I love that.
This real customer with their real hashtags. I assume that they put it on the public, they wouldn't hate it.
They're gonna see this and say, "What?"
yeah. When they see the project on Behance.
Oh, that's cool though. It's nice to see some like customer shots.
Yeah, this is what I was saying though. Like, this stuff need to be controllable. If you want them to look really nice, you need to be able to select instead of auto load. And this doesn't really matter. This won't matter. This is where you want people to see like real content. Feel like this feel more like real. Feel like real people posting real stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a good friend in chat, Tree. Hi, Tree. Good to see you. I love you too. Miss you. We've got GusBot comments. It's true, I am GusBot. If you've ever chatted to Adobe Live on Behance chat, that is me.
Yeah, I found out after. Yeah. And then for this one, I'll probably go with this sandwich. I mean, or actually, there's a sandwich. Let's do one of these two images. Let's just try it out. I'll probably try this one first because it might be kind of weird to just show part of a person. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna take that out for now. And then again, I just put it over the image to help me with the alignment because otherwise I have no way to know like what's going on.
Just right.
Yeah, that's good. And then
Diana says, thanks for sharing your design and thinking process. It's really helpful.
awesome.
So as you work and keep doing that, it seems to be really useful for people watching.
Yeah, I am grateful that it's helpful. I mean, I that's all that I hope for when I come to the stream. I just so worried because, I mean, I haven't done UX UI for that long, so like, yeah, anything that can be helpful, it's great.
It seems like people really appreciate it, and I think all of your hard work is showing. You know, all the prep work you did and all the thought you put into this experience. It's really nice. It's the fastest project I've done. Well, like. People don't see like something behind a project I've done before. Yeah. Like most of this project, each of the screen might be like 3 days of work. Wow.
And then
each one's a design in itself.
Yeah, and then the presentation itself might take a whole week. Like after I'm talking about after all the screen were done. I'm talking about just this stuff that where I try to put them together where I feel right. I'm not saying this specific project. I'm saying like in general. Like usually I take my presentation as a whole week of project. Like I plan it as a project.
And our goal is to get it done in the next hour and a half.
Yeah. So yeah. So this project is most likely not going to finish on stream, but I will try to show whatever I can. So, and then I want to point out about this screen. So this screen is I downloaded the Photoshop mockup, but I did not use how the mockup works. I just pull it into XD.
Oh, nice.
And then when it come into XD, I can show you. This is just a random box, right? And then on top is just a screenshot of the bar.
Nice.
So if you the reason why you have to kind of put something like this or the dot is because otherwise it will look really weird.
Right.
You can just choose like one or the other. And sometimes I just do a gray bar like. But since R&R has an actual side, it just like that works.
That was easy.
Yeah, and then so the size of this never really matter to me. Like I do this, I do that. I go to my image and drag it out and in.
Cool.
Until it looks good. You just need to know that because this is not how the website would really look like when you actually like code it.
Right.
So let me put that back. But I just want to show people that because they don't have to follow like the real size because like it's responsive and then so like I was mentioning yesterday, this was the grid, but it really could be any 12 columns, and the width will be different. The gutter will be different based on your developers.
Right.
So that when it comes to that, it doesn't matter. So it might in a laptop, you might actually see this much space. You might see more, you might see less, but it's a guessing game when you haven't developed it.
I see.
And then
don't get hung up on that.
Yeah, don't worry. Just do whatever looks good, and then you work with your developer and then QA over. Like, and I don't know how many people mentioned this on the stream, but it never looks like the design. Like, you always have to go through QA, many runs, maybe a couple weeks for every page, right?
Yeah.
Like you because they're busy, and you make something, and then they show you, and you go, this is not working, and then they So it goes through time, and then so for mockup, don't worry, just do that. And then over here, it comes with the mockup with this gradient, and then all I did was I dragged the corner to the size. It has to change because on for my portfolio, the size is different, the corner look different, and sometimes it might go off the screen or whatever. So I need just adjust the corner, and adjusting the corner in XD is very easy. Just like pick the two corners,
nice,
and then leave the other two the square, just like against screen, and it doesn't have to fit. And this image can really go here or here. I mean, maybe not that far, but just saying, like, it doesn't have to line up because nobody can tell.
It's just for the overall impression of feeling like it's real.
I seen a lot of designer. They will even go like all the way to the really thin, and it could be a good thing to do because the computer are constantly changing, and then they are always trying to cut out the edges. So when you already do that, your computer might look futuristic. And
I hear that.
Yeah. So most of my project, when it comes to mobile, I might do one, and then most of them I just do no markup at all. It just just hangs. And the reason why I like to do that is because I feel like the phone get outdated a little bit too fast, and then soon.
Yeah, like the notch, for instance.
Yeah, the soon that something look really cool will look really stupid. So, and then if you only have a few markup, you can change it faster when you need to update it.
Smart.
And it won't look so really stupid. Like the project, a lot of projects that have the iPhone 5 on their portfolio, it really doesn't look good anymore.
It looks old, right? You can tell it's old work.
Yeah, I don't go against old work, but some of this stuff need to be a little more timeless, so you don't have to keep updating it. Yeah, so a lot of projects probably will have no screen at all. Recently, I kind of like doing screen, but I mentioned, a lot of them just box and just box, and then this can look good for a long time, being just like that instead of having an actual screen. And I think this is a pretty good way to go about that.
Cool. Yeah, you're not exactly throwing it into a specific device or a specific time frame. It's more about the design itself.
Yeah, and then this is something really amazing about Behance is that your project will always come back up when somebody click on it. Like if you guys have a project and then a guy with 500 followers, for example, click on it, that means 500 more people might see it on their timeline.
Oh, right, because recent activity.
Yeah. This is something that Dribble doesn't do, and then other websites doesn't do very well. So because of that reason, I suggest people to make their project more timeless, a little more timeless, because they can come back.
Yeah, it could be discovered at any time in the future. Also, Joe had a good comment about this when you were talking about the design will never actually look exactly how it looks once it's developed in the real world. And Joe's comment was, in other words, don't get too attached to your artist version of something. Yeah. You can put out the concept and the artistic version of something, but in reality, when it's designed and developed and released, it might not look exactly how you intended.
Yeah, our real goal is to make it work. It just need to you need to have at least the mobile size and the laptop size, or desktop. And then iPad, maybe not so much. I mean, a lot of people use iPad, but not quite nearly as much.
Yeah.
And then like when I QA my website, I usually go to Google Chrome because that's the most common browser.
Right.
Unless you're on an iPhone, most people use Safari. Yeah. I don't know why, but so it's good.
It's the default.
Yeah. And then I don't think Chrome works as good as they do on the computer.
Yeah, I know some people that still swear by it. Chrome on their mobile device.
Yeah, I have Chrome on my phone, but I use it and I go, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Safari works pretty well if you have an iOS device.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have Safari on my phone. I gotta try it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So do you want to work through building this project a bit for R&R, like get it going and kind of like keep working down this?
Yeah. So this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep building that out. And if anyone has questions as Erick's building through this project, please let us know. We have roughly 40 minutes until we'll be reviewing some designs that you've been creating. So if you don't know, we have something called the Daily Creative Challenge. We'll give you a prompt every day for you to create something and share it with us on Discord. All you have to do is go to Discord, share your work for the challenge today, which actually I can show you real quick to give some context. So, Jacob, if you don't mind switching to my screen real quick, thank you. If you go to the XD Discord, you can get there by going to bit.ly/X D Discord. Go to the current challenge channel and you can share your designs in here. And then what mentors can do and Adobe folks can do and anyone else in the community is give feedback. So if you share your work with us in the next 40 minutes, we'd love to give you some feedback on the designs that you've been creating.
How long till chat and win?
We can't do chat and win right now because the Behance event is down.
Oh.
So because we don't have Behance chat, we can't do chat and win.
Oh, okay.
If we get the Behance chat back, then we'll do chat and win. But
okay.
No promises.
Perfect. Yeah. So I just Gus was showing guys whatever he was showing you. I exported this artboard, and what the export is Command-Shift-E for shortcut, and then I usually do the web so I can get the size 2, the 2 times, and then you do put. I found this confusing when I first used XD, but I do want to mention, I like when you. This is a size that you actually designed at. Like how should I say this? Say the font width, like a physical width, is more like the 375. That's what the 110 means. And then the 210. If you click this, you don't export the 210. You just saying that you design a 210. You designed the 750 instead. And I was really confused. I had to go on the user voice and trying to figure out what's going on when I first had XD. So I don't know how many people are like new like that or like. So
you export it 1 time.
Yeah, when you design it 1 time, you export it 1 time, and if you design it 2, you do 2, and then like it tells you this selecting this was get a size 1, size 1 2, size 1 2 3, and the size whatever this is. I don't use Android device, so I don't worry about that.
Yep.
So yeah, I usually go with the web. I don't. I mean, unless you are exporting for the iPhones and stuff, like for portfolio 2 times is good because this is the web. Yeah, and then the 2 times. Okay, maybe you can give me suggestion
for us.
Maybe you can give me suggestion on this. Okay, so I usually do the 2 times, and then the image load up very large because it was 1920 already, and it was doubled of that.
Yeah.
But when I do only 1920, it doesn't look sharp on Behance. Like even though Behance recommend to 1440, but the 1920 looks
still a little fuzzy.
Yeah, but then if I do what I usually do, I think they load quite slow. So what is your suggestion? As you always hear, seeing everybody does.
Honestly, I've created a couple Behance projects too for the Adobe Live account, and the projects that I created were the same as this one. They were 1920, and
That's
I
what you
exported at one time.
Okay.
And I didn't really notice a whole lot of.
Okay.
Fuzziness.
Maybe that's one thing to try, but it bugs me enough
Yeah.
for me to keep doing it 2 times right now.
But I think like, if you want it to look 100% purely crisp and good, then yeah, exporting big and fitting it in to the project editor.
I wish Behance will like one day maybe like auto resize, like they keep the original file and resize to the best largest size that they do.
Oh, I see.
It's like kind of like Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook is not as crisp as Behance, but I'm just saying it does that auto sizing for best for their purpose. And I wonder if we can do the best for our purpose.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah,
I think that would. I don't know what the Behance team.
yeah,
is
that's
planning
a
for
completely
projects,
different thing. Yeah.
But this Behance projects are also connected to and related to my portfolio, Adobe Portfolio.
Yeah, I do. I have that too.
So I'm sure there's some interface between the two to make sure that what you're uploading to Behance also conveys through on your portfolio website just as crisp and clear.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't have a good suggestion for sizing and things.
Yeah, I might have to make this tiny bit bigger. I will, but
Yeah.
just pointing that out. And then I think
Joss has a recommendation. Says I use 2 times version for export, so technically 2800 pixels for projects. So what you do basically?
he's doing the
2 times.
yeah. Oh, and he's doing the actual Behance recommend site.
Yeah.
Yeah, I the only reason I don't do that is because it's a little more complicated when my project was already a size, and then like do a different artboard size is challenging. And then also the reason why I like using the same size is that I can use the same. I don't have to make a new library for it just because I'm posting the project. I mean, there are some challenges. There are some stuff need to change, but this way is slightly easier.
Cool.
And I always try to do it as fast as I can because I always want to do more. I want to post more stuff on my Behance.
Yeah, if you spend too long, like weeks or a month on one project,
it's
going to inhibit you from working on the next thing.
Yeah.
So it seems like you build them to be posted quickly, which is good.
Yeah, and also try to fit in family life. So this is I generally try to post once every month, but
cool.
But sometimes take longer. So far I think that coming to the homepage is pretty good. And then when we finish the homepage, it will go to that video. And then I try to give them like a different background from session to session.
Nice.
It's just and then some of these are going to be quite subtle like that, and some of them are going to be more dynamic. This is kind of just my preference. I don't know what other people do, but I try to get the video a darker background.
I see.
And I want to show people.
What about if your video of your design is darker?
If
instead of white,
I will give a different dark.
Okay.
Like the ice project is all dark pretty much. There's some like brighter screen, but like there's this black, a kind of lighter gray black. There's the black, and there's like another black. So there's like 3 blacks in this project.
Yep.
So like in the screen it's already black. There's like 2 different backgrounds that go on that. So that's a good question though. That does make a difference. And then back to the editing. So that's pretty good. And then more likely, I don't have the phone screen ready, but more likely I probably will have the phone screen between the two, just for the home page.
Okay.
I kind of like having the same page and the same phone page show up right next to each other.
Cool.
And but I can when I go home I can quickly do that. It's actually a lot easier than people think to convert a screen to a phone size, because it's more likely just like that, and then and then you just go down like that, and then some of this more complicated stuff, you might do something like this. I'm just showing everybody really quickly. You might do something like this and lower it, and then see like how that look like, and yeah, and then you can drop something that not very important on the phone, because if you have more than like 2 images on the same phone screen, it's likely not good.
I see.
Like it's likely that you just can't see it. It's too small. So 1 image or 1 and a little bit of something, like kind of give it a little like overlapping stuff that kind of look like that. It's probably okay, but I wouldn't go too many more than like 2 images. Otherwise, and then also same with text. Like how much can you do on a phone screen? Like just I don't want to edit it, but but I'm just showing the phone.
Too bad you're editing it.
The phone, yeah, like that. You can try to do like the crazy gray stuff that I do on the desktop by like moving it to like 1 colon. But that's about all you can do. Like if you do like half 50-50, that doesn't look very good.
Yeah.
So like this is about all you can do. Like sometimes I go to the how do I best get out of this? Okay, for this project I did a
What
little.
if you accidentally deleted it?
That'd be so sad.
We'd just cry right here.
Yeah, but like I said, most of the time you do have to go like pretty much forwards on the phone. Like the space is small, and then this is reasonable and it's great.
Hey Munir, thanks for joining, Munir. Good to see you.
Yeah, I still need to do a project with Munir.
Yeah.
Like we talk about it, and I still own that to him. I just need to find the. It's not about when. It's more about what project that I feel like is the right strength for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to poll people, and then present them in the best light possible. So.
Cool.
Yeah, but he's definitely on the list.
Can't wait to see it. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah. So so mobile, like I said, like try to do like maybe just 2 and not like too many. Like this is like more like accent, but that's really just like try to do 2 image. Yeah, and then like you can really just shift like a little bit. There's like just not like just probably not a good idea to do like a lot, like let's say 3 image in a row. It's like no way.
Yeah.
Like even 2 is kind of aggressive.
You don't want to overload your viewers' eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I can kind of show people how I do a mobile screen.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, right now we don't have any, but I'm just going to do like wireframe style to just help people to get the idea. So usually a mobile screen will be longer than the desktop screen since it is narrower, and then I generally try to keep most of the contents besides images because they don't speak anything but style.
I see.
So let's say this is the designed screen,
Mm-hmm.
and then this is the font size. What I usually do is I just overlap them. I create a copy, I save a copy, and then I do Command Shift M to mask that. And then the reason why I like to save a copy is that I can do the shadow. So I can do the drop shadow.
Nice. What's your opinion on drop shadows? You're a fan?
I am a fan, but it's also you need to be really light too. Like it can be very much like sometimes like also that this depends on the background. Again, the black and the white background. Like if I have a darker background, let's say the black. If you want people to see the drop shadow, you might go 50%. Let's see. We can't even see it. See, like this is the thing. So there's like no magic numbers here. Like you kind of have to see it. Like when on a lighter color, let's see that look really ugly. That is like bad drop shadow. Right. But over here it's okay. So I cannot tell you like what is the exact number to do for the drop shadow. Unless you just kind of have to play with that. But yeah, I'm just saying you save a screen for drop shadow, and then you have this. I don't always do things the same way. Sometimes like so for this project, I have these 3 buttons created like in an artboard and I exported it with a transparent background.
Nice.
And then so when I finished the project, I did exactly what I told you guys. Like I mask the long phone screen and I just throw that transparent right on top of it for all of this. So there are two versions. There's the dark and light. But yeah, that's all that I did for that. Yeah, sometimes I even go really simple. If all the screen sizes are large, like pretty big, like almost the same size as your natural screen, I would literally just put a like icon right there. Like I just drop it right in my design.
Oh, nice.
I think that's what I did for the eyes. Like all they were like this is literally the logo and icon right on a blank page for
That's
the
cool.
mobile. So it's just this. It's just like this. Just drop that one little icon on there, and then for this project, I have the logo to scroll up, so it didn't need it. So I was like, I don't know, and I don't see why I need to mask it. So I just put the icon right there. The size is probably off, but again, like portfolio, nobody can see it, and then when you develop, it's never the same size. So nothing to worry about. It just need to look pretty nice. And then like when Ash, everybody's friend, he finished the logo. I literally just put
Ash, if you're watching, say hi.
he was here yesterday. Yeah, all that is I just put right above this while I'm doing something like this page.
Cool.
It's like I just go, I need a logo. I just put it all in. Like I was already finished.
Are you gonna take a stab at creating the mobile screens for this?
We could possibly.
Only if we have time.
We can possibly do that. Depend on what the chat like want to see more. I guess. Yeah, we can definitely do a mobile screen.
Sure. I mean, no problem. Whatever your plan is, but I think that might be interesting if we have some extra time.
Yeah.
Work on that. I think it would also be cool to like go through on the project like how you go about creating a cover, like what you think about cover design, and also like Behance settings, what you do for a project.
Yeah, we can quickly
later down the line.
We can quickly talk about cover real quick, just in case if we forget.
Cool.
We continue, so I can get the cover size. If it should.
Come on, internet.
There we go. So this is the AOA and the 632. I appreciate that Behance shows that. I go to so many websites and I have to go online and find their cover size.
Yeah, all the time. And every time I upload a YouTube thumbnail.
Yeah, it's so annoying. And so this is great, and they tell you the size. So this is the artboard that I selected, and then I don't want to do that. And then I click on it, and then I need to change the size to the right size. Yeah, and then we can kind of just go whatever direction because I really don't have any plans. I will just kind of go along. So yeah, so this is the size. A good picture. For UX UI, I don't. This is not what I usually do, but I do want to point out that it's very common that people do a nice screen or phone. Like maybe this is helpful. Let's go to project, and then UX UI. And then
a lot of mobile devices mockups.
Yeah. So now you can see these are the featured projects, and then like if your goal is to get featured, you might want to do what other people already did. Really worked. So it is a common practice to do the mobile, and I appreciate it because if you are a UX designer, you're more likely to only want to see the UX UI design work.
Right.
You might not want to see like photos or anything else. And so so this could be a very good way to go, and it's great. And then the other common practice I've seen is the logo, and then I have done that a little bit. Actually, I think a lot. But yeah. But
we have a couple comments in chat too. Justin and Joss and Diana, they all said and Val, they would love to see the mobile version, or at least maybe a screen if we have some time.
Okay, yeah, we can go there right after this.
Cool.
So like when I kind of choose this, it kind of go along with time, just kind of shift. I used to really like doing like a fake little screen, just like make this really big. They're not like to the dimension. I just want people to get a hint that this is a website, or this is a mobile. This is not a photo. This is not about graphic design. This is UX UI.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's I feel like that's one way people can go about it, or show the mobile or laptop.
It's a double-edged sword, right? So if you notice, a lot of the projects have a mobile mock-up in the thumbnail. If you do that, you're going to kind of throw your project in a sea of projects that look very similar.
Yeah.
So you want it to stand out in a sense. You
Yeah.
don't want it to just be another thumbnail with mobile mock-ups.
Yeah, it's a hard game. Like a little bit of luck too when you post it, and then so. Yeah, and there are people like this is like another mobile, I guess, and then so it's a mix, but
yeah, I mean you want it to convey that, hey, I'm an interaction designer, I'm a UX designer, but you don't want it to just look too generic.
Yeah, so
I think you've played with a couple different versions of ways.
And then I know you guys can change it all the time too.
Yeah,
like I change my cover once in a while, and then it helps because. It's funny because when you change covers, it show up on people's screen again, and then you get more chances to be seen. So yeah, I do some of the project I decided to go with the logo version is because like for Ice project, this is an important element. This is where Ash get to showcase his stuff.
Yep.
When I don't have that, I probably will have to go into the project and make another screen about the logo design. That's how important this logo is for this project. And then, like some of this, like this is like BTS is like something really like dynamic. There's a lot of followers, and a lot of people see that and recognize that more so than if I put one of the artists out of the group. So you got like some of the stuff need some decision. Like same with the Elk Mountain, I designed that logo, and that's what client actually wanted. That was the project at first.
Nice.
So yeah, some of this stuff are very important. Same with this, I designed the logo. So yeah, like I didn't design logo for this stuff, so they're not dominant for me. They're not important to me, and so I don't
figuring out what's important, what you worked on, and what you want to show first is important for them.
Yeah, and then so
cool.
And sometimes just random engaging image. I don't know. I made that too.
You did?
Yeah.
What did you make the Italy in?
The Photoshop and trackpad.
Oh, nice. So you did it with hand.
I just do finger.
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, and I don't know if I want to say this on the stream, but it's kind of I was kind of just like. I was not super happy.
Oh, really?
I had a so I contacted this guy. He got recently featured for doing like highlighter stuff, graffiti stuff, and then I thought he was really good. So I contacted him about this project, and then he was like, "Yeah, I'll do the project with you." And then later they're like, "Oh, I actually want you to pay me." I was like, "Hey, forget about this. I can do this by myself."
Darn.
I didn't say that to him
It's really important up front when you're working with people to make it clear like what the expectations are and if there's payment involved. That's really a good thing to talk about. I think.
That was like the me like saying I was thinking like I was telling you like I can do a lot of different things, but I don't like to showcase them as what I do. Like I didn't even like. I mentioned like how I did that very small on the end, but like because that is not my focus, and so I don't make a portfolio of highlightering. Like
right.
Yeah. So, but anyways,
that's cool.
Yeah,
it's nice that you're able to use some of your other skills in there.
Yeah, like all this stuff, just like finger trying to draw them. Look, I try to make it really like ghetto. But anyways, that's that. Let me go to the mobile.
Yeah, let's mess with the mobile design.
Yeah, I can show people what I would do, and this might not be the result because usually when I'm on the stream, I'm a lot more nervous than you guys think I am, and then it might look really bad. So mobile, let's drop all of this. I'm gonna keep the basket, and then
nice. And is that a component? Is that header a component?
Yeah. but it won't change that because that's not the
yeah.
master. But I will break it because we do want it to be a new component since. And then we're going to go to the mobile side. I usually designed the I do iPhone 10.
Cool.
Because that's what I have, and and I think iPhone 11 is the same size too. So
yeah, it's often nice to do the size that if you have a device that it is. So if you want to test it on your mobile device, you have something to test it on.
And I do just like that. I do the app, the XD app, and then text that.
Yeah, the XD app's amazing. If we have time, we should show them that. It's cool. You can edit live in the app, and it also updates live on your phone.
Yeah.
So if you're playing with it and you have an issue or you see an issue in terms of the user experience or the user interface, you can edit it in the app live, and then it pushes it straight to your phone, and you can try it again.
All right. Let's see the grid. Okay. So I like how XD able to have 2 different grids for the same project. That's nice because it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then it says 15 on the side, 16 in the gutter. I think that's good. I think that works. I just double checking it because I mess with them all the time. If you guys just open the app and then the app and then just use it, it's probably okay. So I literally just move everything into the screen.
I'm sorry, I checked out for a second. I just want to let you know that Behance, the Behance chat is back up.
Oh,
and the
good.
Behance event. So
that's true.
If you're watching on Behance, come over and say hi.
Let's see if we have. So it's a lot of. Well, wait. I just broke that into. Yeah, we want it to be grouped. We don't want it to be individual strokes.
Chris Cannon says, "Don't use the app. If you edit live on live, you'll break the net." We're gonna get internet editing, XD editing, inception going on.
Let's give it, again, doesn't matter. Just give it a nice random space. That looks too much. So this is 20-ish.
Cool.
And it really doesn't matter. Mobile space are going to be a little tighter than the desktop. Just because the smaller screen. And then also people probably need to realize that for mobile, I would like this doesn't have to follow the grid neither. The knob because it just responds it again and then it's not very good when it just clip to the knob. It be kind of weird. So now.
Got some new people jumping in chat. We got Arnaud, Santaji's back, Olivia's here, Olga, thanks for joining us, Jos Van Viso, and of course our good friend Chris Cannon. Lindsay Palmer is here as well.
Nice.
Thanks for jumping back in chat on Behance. Good to see you all. Sorry, I'll let you continue.
No, it's all good.
So we're working on the header.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if this look good. I never actually made a restaurant website, so.
I wonder if the basket. Is the basket too big? I feel like it's the biggest thing on that.
That's true. Logo probably need to be bigger and then it need to be smaller.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, and then definitely.
Cool.
I think that's a good suggestion. Let me lock this and then turn off the responsive because I'm afraid I'm still breaking it kind of. Okay, that's okay. And on mobile it would look really small, so it's not going to be too.
Nice. Elizabeth's here. Justin.
Yeah, and then I don't usually change the size for the button, but right now. Oh, I know because people need to also realize that the phone 1:1 pixel is different than this.
Okay.
This is bigger than your actual phone size in comparison. It's not true.
I see.
1:1 for some reason. So I think that's okay. But so we probably need to make the logo bigger, just in comparison to that. And then that one way to test it is turn on your phone and look at it.
Get the Adobe XD app and check it out.
Yeah. And then I'm going to look at this. I go, the alignment's funny, but I'm trying to see.
Hi,
I
Julia.
think that look wrong. So I will move this. So I'm going to have just those three aligned and then have this aligned by itself because it look weird when they're all the same line.
Cool. I like how it's just a little bit of visual experimentation, figuring out what looks good and what feels good.
All right.
Hi, Danning. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you.
I'm going to turn that off because it will keep changing the sizes. All right. Let's see. So this image, that's a clickable button, and then on the mobile they won't be hover, so all the buttons will have to add like visual cues now. This is a little different than all the other projects because most of the other project has button when not on the desktop. This one doesn't. So I think that's good. Let me think. I'm trying to decide. Do I want it to be like bigger? Probably. This is the hero image. So this is something like common, like try to have the hero image bigger. And then
Just all the meat.
All the meat.
Show them all the meat.
I'm trying to see like I'm trying to take out that box and then
nice.
I try to see maybe that's better.
Yeah, that's nice.
And then again I can do what I did yesterday to divide by 8 and then just to help me to get that 8 pixel. It's not necessary, but it just so I'm just gonna go to 77 and then turn it. It doesn't matter. And then once you decide one, then it kind of matter afterward.
Right.
Once you decide one, I would suggest to keep them the same for all the screen.
It's kind of setting up your system in a way.
Yeah. So, and then we'll move this over, and then I'm actually gonna turn it around, and then make it smaller. And then for mobile, I will usually change the display H1, H2. All the other one I just keep them the same.
Cool.
Yeah. Because they just look too big for it.
Nice. Julia has a question about uploading GIFs to Behance. Do you say GIF or GIF?
I say GIF.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
She's wondering about GIFs to Behance. Has a problem with creating good quality GIFs. We were talking about that a little bit earlier.
I did reach out to Howard, and then he told me that this is his way, but it's not perfect. Let me go to his chat, Discord. So Howard, he go to the right here, the GIF thing. And
GIF brewery.
Yeah, thank you for pronouncing that for me because I won't be able to.
I got your back. It's my job.
So yeah, I tried it out, and then he also mentioned it himself that it's not high quality neither.
We've sparked a GIF versus GIF debate in chat. Let us know how you say it.
Yeah.
Apparently Jan Erick says GIF as in Jif peanut butter, which is definitely the wrong way to say it.
Yeah, man. So yeah, it's pretty simple. It just does the thing after you just drag your video in. It might take a while. Let's just leave that back there, and then let's just do our stuff, and then it'll show up later. What the heck is that? And then let's see. We can close that.
Cool.
And that.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take you off of your design. I know we're working on the mobile design, so there's a tip for doing the GIFs or GIFs, whatever you want to say. They're both cool.
Yeah. So this not gonna work. We're not gonna cut the words in half. Like some designers might do that, but I don't think it's very good. I don't think it's very friendly. So I just go really simple. I always try to do things very simple. I just go to a random size, and that looks pretty good. And it's divided by 8, and so we're gonna stick with that.
Cool.
And it just kind of just happy accident.
Lindsay says, I say GIF because that's how the creator pronounced it. But my rebuttal to that is it stands for Graphics Interface Format. And graphics has a hard G, so why should it not be GIF? I don't know, you tell me.
I'm just gonna drag I just drop the viewport lower because we don't need that I mean, you do need that when you are like trying to check it out, but not in this sense. I know I already saw that this is about default, so we're all good. And then we just keep going. Like I said, I probably just put this above the other thing, and it looks like it's too long. Here we're not gonna make the size smaller because, like I mentioned, they don't need to be changed, and if you do change it, probably will be too small. So I'm gonna just like do this, and then since I usually do it tighter than this, like I actually try to figure out the sizing, like clicking on this and then like do the. Like I said, it doesn't really matter, but it's good to have some kind of consistency. So that, and then like it's kind of like testing. Okay, that's not what I was expecting to do.
Like sure, you can have half the stars.
Yeah, 1, 2. I think one more, just to separate the two, and then this.
Sorry, this GIF debate in chat is getting pretty good. People love it. Yeah, and Eric says he says graphics instead of graphics.
Yeah,
you're the best. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, he's always that guy.
Yeah, he is. Oh, we've got Cars. Good to see you, Cars. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, and I'm not sure why XD does this, but this is kind of annoying. Like, you guys see that? It does this when after you click on this icon, it breaks your text into like wherever it was. It just like say this is one line now.
Oh, I see.
And that's annoying. That needs to be fixed. It needs to be able to come back to normal and let people like resize it.
User voice.
Yeah.
That's the place.
So I'm going to have to manually fix that, and then sometimes I guess like where's the wrong space? I don't know. Wait, it's giving me a hint that this is misspelled or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Oh,
I think
it's telling me that's a capital because it's the new sentence probably. Yeah. Okay, and then that's too big. That's the original H2. Like I said, I do change H2 to smaller. Let's drop the 8 pixel and then see how that look like now. Look like here's another spacing. And I think that's pretty good. And I usually go pretty simple for the spacing. Again, this doesn't matter in real life because the code comes with a spacing and then like people can adjust that. But usually I don't know how that look like.
Right.
But in mockups, I just add 10 for digital. For print, I usually do like about 4 to 6. I do much smaller spacing for the print for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's just more common that way, and then it look more common this way for this.
Cool.
I don't know.
Yeah, go with your gut. Chris says if you use responsive resize, that would not break. That would not break an issue. So maybe if when you tried to resize that box for some reason, if you tried to use responsive resize.
He's saying.
Yeah.
Wait.
Maybe turn that on.
This works, but I'm just saying like if I do this and then I go back, then it break into this. I don't know why.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe turn responsive resize on and try that same exact workflow.
Okay.
Oh wait, it's already on.
Yeah. So, yeah. Not sure.
I don't know. Looks like maybe it gets confused when you turn it on and off.
Yeah, it's a little. Yeah.
Also, Lindsay, I don't know what formalist aesthetic theory is, but that sounds very interesting. I'd love to hear more.
What is that?
Do you know what that is? Formalist aesthetic theory.
No.
Apparently, GIF or GIF pronunciation is a great study in formalist aesthetic theory.
Oh my gosh.
Much more well educated than we are, apparently.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. So yeah, now we got this, and then we can kind of. Oh yeah, I moved the viewport. Let's move it back here so we can kind of see what's going on. 8.
Just a real quick reminder, you have less than 1 minute to share your designs with us for the daily creative challenge.
Wow. The time flew again.
Yeah, we're going to be giving reviews here in a little bit. You still have a little bit of time. So if you're wrapping up your daily creative challenge design, or you've been working on it today and it's not quite finished and you just want a little bit of feedback before you finish, all you need to do is share it on the current challenge channel in the XD Discord, and Eric and I will be giving it some feedback here very shortly.
Yeah, so now I look at this, and I think this, so this gave me kind of the idea of mobile. It's not accurate, and I think it's pretty good, but not perfect. The problem I think some challenge it has is that there will be the browser and there will be the navigation on the button. So this image will do have to be a little shorter, and then so I can give the people a hint that there's text under. I'm not gonna fix it on the stream, but I'm just going to point out. But yeah, you guys have to keep thinking about that when you design. Like it has to give people enough hint to scroll. I mean, okay. Now that's not always true because like it's almost common if I have nothing that I know how to do, I just scroll on the phone.
That's true.
But if it'd be good to give them the hint.
Yeah, I think some visual cues is always nice.
Yeah, and then most of the time it's like the showing part of the text or part of the image is good way to show people that. And then so yeah, but I'm just pointing out. But yeah, that's how you usually like test it, and then on the phone will be more accurate.
Cool.
That you can actually see how.
Do you have the XD app on your phone?
I do, and
Cool.
I can actually.
Do you want to give it a test?
I can show people.
We could try our best to test it out. I'm still waiting on some designs to be shared on Discord. Right now we only have one, so I'm going to give everyone a little bit of time. The challenge was just announced right before we went live, so I'd imagine a lot of people are still working on their designs.
So yeah, I don't know how it's best for me to show this.
Let's use this GoPro, unless you want to plug it in. Your call, Jacob.
Yeah.
Want to plug it in? Let's just use this. This will be good. Da da da.
Yeah, we can kind of show this.
Yeah.
I can kind of show like how, like.
Make sure we get it all framed up. Whoa.
Where am I from? I'm from Utah, and I was originally born in Taiwan. Yeah, I've been in Utah for a long time now.
Oh, here we go. Formalism is the idea that the audience of an art interprets the art and decides the meaning, not the artist. It is in direct opposition to representationalism, the theory that the audience only gets what the artist offers. It's interesting. Two interesting camps. Actually,
yeah, perfect. Now we can see
this,
it.
but
I'm just going to kind of show you guys. We can move it. So you guys can see, like this, the browser. Wait, it's not showing up here, because I didn't put the browser in the screen. And then there will be a button knob here. So like I mentioned, this is too long because then if it come back, then people probably will just see like this image and nothing else. So yeah, this gave you the idea that like the similar result that
Can we scroll on here?
Yeah, we can scroll, and then like you can see.
Wait, let's do something. Edit something just for fun, just live, and then we'll just watch it edit on the phone.
we can pull in. Oh, well, the changes because this is the other image was. We can show it over here. Sorry. So when I click on this, the size change because that's the dimension for the desktop. Yeah. But yeah, we can show you guys how it changed though. When I get the image into the.
There we go.
There you go. Now we see it live.
That's Eric editing it live.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. You can play around with it and then edit it live.
Yeah.
And then you're in business. It's a fun little demo.
Yeah. Now we can show it the other way. Maybe better. Cool. So I'm gonna change the size to. Now, like it was like 200 for most stuff. I'm gonna go to 100 for mobile, just because the other might be really big for this. Okay. And then this image I didn't make it bigger, even though it's really important, because this is a video, and I feel like if I change it, I will lose a little bit of cue that this video, but it's still like. It's still something that people do sometimes, and it might not be that bad. So I can be wrong because I'm like pretty new too.
There's always room,
to
learn.
Like I said, that this need a hint that this is video now because they won't be hover. Mobile never have hover. Let's go to Finder icons and download the play button.
Cool.
Because we will.
We've got Kathleen and Kendall watching. Hi. Good to see you both.
Yeah, good people.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Yeah, I learned stuff on other people's streams.
Yeah, they've both been on the live stream.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then,
Lindsay, who explained to us the difference between representationalism and I think impressionism, formalism. She said that's the first time that she's used her humanities education since she graduated. We were talking about school yesterday, so that's kind of funny.
Yeah, we did. So, like right now, actually, let me look at this. Yeah, that looks too small. Like you cannot really tell by like looking at the big screen, and then right now it's like this looks really weird, and then this is too small. I'm gonna try 48. Okay, this needs to turn this off. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, like a lot of times you can get thrown off when you're designing on a laptop because the screen is really big and everything looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
But when you come to like actual size, it's kind of weird.
Bless you.
Right now my screen is not how I usually see this, because we are plugged into the monitor.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are on a MacBook Pro and then you have your screen on the default resolution, when you go to the percentage about 75, the play thing will look pretty accurate to the phone.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's a good tip.
Yeah, so
is that for a 15-inch MacBook Pro?
Yeah, this is the yeah. I
It
guess
might,
so.
It might be different for like mine is 13, I think.
Yeah, maybe different. So we got to check it. Or wait. Let me hold back on that because.
What do you want to test?
No. Yeah, probably should. Wait. How do I supposed to know?
Let me see. I'll look it up.
Okay. Because I'm sorry guys, because I do use that like large size desktop at work, so I might remember the wrong number. It could be a different number. But yeah, what I usually do every time I get to a new office, and a new computer, I will just grab my phone, click on the preview button, and then when you show up the preview, and we don't want this preview, but like when you're on the phone preview, you can simply just like put your physical phone against it, and then find the good sites, and then remember that because you usually work on the same computer for a while.
Right.
So so you might walk into a new office. Sometimes they have 5K, sometimes they have 4K screen.
Right.
And you just kind of find that, so you can always use that instead of plug in, unplug.
Cool.
So
that's a good hack.
Yeah. So
I was looking online, and the MacBook Pro 13-inch is 2560 by 1600. And the 15-inch is 2880 by 1800. So our screens do have different resolutions. So I would imagine
they might be,
the percentage would also be different.
Yeah, they might be different.
Yeah. So I think that trial and error test might be a good way.
Yes, and you only need to be so close. It doesn't have to be 100%, because when you design for mobile, it's the same thing with desktop. They're going to be great, and they're going to be phone at different sizes. Yeah. We're not designing for one phone. We're going to be designing for hundreds and thousands of different brands and different sizes. They just kind of follow the grid, and then when developer develop it, they develop. I would let them know that it's like, say, how much pixel on the side instead of and how many columns instead of how big is the column again. So it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so you just need to get kind of close, and then so you can see like when the button is too small. I think about 44 and above are a good size for mobile buttons.
Cool.
Yeah, otherwise it's...
Do you usually put the play button in the bottom left, like in the corner? Because I know like on most websites, like if you go to YouTube, it's like smack dab in the middle.
I don't...
But is that like a design decision that you're making?
Not personally, but I learned this while I was my internship with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. they have this because they have a lot of speakers on most of the videos, and speakers usually stand in the center of the stage, and then when you play it, put the button right in the middle. On their website, on the website, it literally look like most of the time the people's face is covered.
Yeah.
and then I found I think this is a nice way. Like either I think actually this is probably the best position compared to that. But yeah, I mean, let's see.
Especially if you're living in the U.S. or some other cultures, like you read left to right.
Yeah, but this way still get that visual cue, and it's not covering the middle of the image, so it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're designing for a video website, you will always need a visual cue. Like if you're on the like you're designing for YouTube or other stream like Netflix, you don't need it because that's the only function they do.
You're going there to watch videos.
Yeah, so you don't need a visual cue for everything. You have to make a decision on individual designs.
Cool. That's a good. I think that's a good reasoning. I was wondering because usually I see them in the middle, so I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and middle is a common practice, but I don't know if it's a good practice. It looks better this way.
We also have a lot of people, Kathleen included, and Kendall and Jan Eric and Heidi, and Val and Munir. They're smashing my name and Kathleen's name together in some crazy ways.
Funny. Yeah, I'm going to tell you guys this. This is usually not in the work. This image happened to be black. So what I usually do is I add a background blur.
Nice.
And then I turn it to not that one. I turn it darker. Cool. This image won't need it, but I'm just saying in general speaking, you do want a certain degree of darkness in this for it to work on all screens. So it doesn't just work for this case. If you have a button, you need to work for every video that show up.
Cool. When you added that background blur just now, that icon is a group, right? Yeah, so it applied it to the whole group.
Yeah.
But I'd imagine if it weren't a group and you did it just to the circle, you'd also need to do it to the triangle.
Yeah, you won't have. I don't think you have to because it's on top of it, so you will have. I think you will have it. I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, I also just cannot even see what's going on either.
I know, yeah, because it's all dark.
Yeah, it's all black. I mean,
I guess you could.
You can see it's like something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't do it to the perfect either because I figured I couldn't see any difference.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's just a mock-up. And then I'm going to try. I think 3 looks good. I'm trying to decide. Like every time I do a spacing, all I'm trying to decide is that if these things relate, and then I might give them enough space to make them look like they relate, and then when they don't relate, do I give them enough space that they look like they're not relate, but that they're not too far away? Because too far away just wastes the space. But if it kind of look nice when there's a certain degree. So
yeah, I think if you have everything smashed on top of each other, it drives a little bit of fatigue, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like it's a balance, and then that came from the graphic design side. Yeah.
We do have one design that I think is worth reviewing.
Yeah, for sure. Let's take a look.
We gave a little bit of extra time so people could get them in. Okay. Again, the challenge was just announced right before our live stream, so if you're still working and you need more time to get the challenges done, this channel, current challenge, in the XD Discord is live all the time. And you can come in here and share for feedback, and there's a bunch of folks in here that are willing to help out.
I'm still not used to the Discord sharing. Yeah. Like I still remember the days when we have the challenge on Behance.
Yep. It is a little bit different.
I'm not even the form. I'm talking about like we used to post them all on Behance and then share, and then you guys just review the Behance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And those were different because those were like more Adobe Live challenges. They weren't daily creative challenges. But this is supposed to be a daily creative challenge to help people improve themselves as designers and their proficiency in tools, and it's just a resource for you to use. So that's what we're reviewing in here. And Cornelian, who's been watching, I think yesterday and today, shared a design with us. So
yeah, and then I still need to look through his portfolio.
Yeah, let's go ahead and just take a peek at it and see what's going on. Again,
Can you show me what is the challenge?
That's what I'm about to do. Yep.
Thanks.
So in this Discord, we also announce the challenge every day. Sam primarily does this. Sometimes I'll post things in here as well. But the challenge for today was to create a mobile marketplace where people can resell or donate used clothing. The theme for this daily creative challenge is like all environmental and sustainability based designs. So this one is around like reusing, upcycling, and donating used clothing. So something we thought was really interesting with this concept was, what if we gave sellers the ability to attach a story to their clothing? So maybe when you're donating or selling something, you can kind of attach a story to this article of clothing and let everyone know where it's been and what the story is behind it. So that's the prompt. Sam did a stream right before we went live where he showed people how to tackle the prompt, and now we've got a design to review. So we got here,
As a prototype.
sell item, add photo. Nice. These are pretty cool shoes.
Yeah.
I'd wear those shoes.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
So
And
they're
then you added the information.
description.
And then
Nice. And then you got a list of all trending shoes that you can purchase on the marketplace. So I think this is really neat. I would love to see an extra category back here as part of the challenge of maybe adding the description could also have like a little story, something fun like these shoes were worn on your backpacking trip through Japan, or maybe they were once owned by somebody famous. That might be kind of interesting
yeah.
to attach a story to them. But I don't know. That's
Yeah,
my main feedback.
I think this is a really nice design overall. I mean, from what I can see, because I mean we are not seeing the real size,
Mhm.
but I do wonder the buttons are since a little light. Yeah, I think those can use a little more contrast. But besides that, I think it's pretty
I think
good
that's good
looking
feedback.
design.
Even here, a little bit.
Yeah.
Something that would be good, Cornelian, is there's a plugin in XD called Stark, and there's other ones available too, but
I didn't know.
they'll check contrast for
Is
you.
that on the? Is it plugin?
Yeah, it's called Stark. And it's an accessibility plugin, so it'll tell you, hey, your contrast it meets these criteria for accessibility, or maybe these don't meet the criteria.
How do you spell that?
STARK.
So this one?
Yep.
And I'm gonna install it so I can.
Cool, we'll show
try
it to you in
out.
a second, but it can be a cool way to check some of your contrast. But overall, I like the colors you selected, and I like how simple the design is, so good job.
Yeah, nice work.
Nice, so we'll get back into Erick's design, finish up what we're working on today.
And if anybody else ever show anything else, we can
Yeah,
definitely look at it.
I'll keep an eye on it.
Okay. All right, and then we got this. I need to ungroup them and treat them separately. And then up there we have that space. We're just going to use the same spacing for everything. And then again, I need to fix this. I don't know if anybody know anything about how to get this to not do this. Like I could be doing something wrong, but
Let us know.
yeah,
Got some viewers in chat that probably have some
yeah.
tips for us.
So that one is currently 24, and I think that still works. Yeah, it's not bad. And then yeah, I can keep that the same.
Cool.
And then I just want to make sure there's not too. That looks okay. That looks like it's not super short. And then I make it box again so I can get that
Right.
alignment.
Make
But
sure you
like-
have your 20 points.
Yeah, but like I was mentioning yesterday, that alignment might not matter. Try 30.
Hmm.
That's 40. So that's
Anthony, thanks for hanging out. Hope you take care. Julia also used Stark. That's cool to know that other people are using it. I know we featured it a couple times on the stream here, so
I must be not paying attention.
next time.
Yeah, like a lot of time, you guys would probably know. Like unlike a lot of people, I'm just like listening, and then I'm doing my day job, and then trying to like finish what I need to finish, and then like sometimes I hear something really like unique, I might go like pull it back and look at it for a little bit.
That's
And
cool.
yeah, and then like I usually like try to keep an eye on if people mention my name so I can respond. But sometimes like if I don't, that's because I just doing something else. I wasn't like looking at the chat. Yeah, but yeah. Okay.
So we have a roughly 5 minutes left.
Perfect. But you guys get the idea though. Like,
Yep.
like it's really simple. Most time you just kind of line up. I like. I mean, for this, like when you get to this stuff, I might try to I might try to do. Might try to do the like 1/3. I mean, 3/4.
Mm-hmm.
I might try to do this, but again, I feel like that's too short. Like then I did make it longer. And shift it. Man,
Cool.
that's not. Yeah, I have to try to play around and then kind of get that where you need to get to. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. And then this one need more than 30 because they don't belong anymore.
Yeah,
they're different group. And
There's-
I go to the.
There's probably some experimentation you can do also where like you can bring over your assets, bring over a copy, and then kind of look at it holistically and decide whether or not all of the information's necessary on the mobile version.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be a use case for mobile where you don't need all of the web information. People are going to use the mobile app to order food.
Yeah.
And so maybe you just want to like prioritize. It's just an ordering experience.
maybe-
you get
yeah.
in there, it's ordering. We don't need all of the texting copy.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a couple buttons. So there's probably like a lot of ways to figure out a mobile experience for an app like or a website.
That's actually a really good idea. Like, yeah, maybe they should just say order in the middle and then click and then they
It's
just
like a couple
go
buttons,
to the
right?
menu.
And
Instead
then
of
maybe
this.
if at the end of
Yeah,
ordering,
maybe this is. Yeah, I think
there's
that's
an
better.
experience that's like get more info on our meat.
Yeah.
Or you know maybe the background of our pit masters, but
Yeah.
the main priority, because again, like when it comes to user experience design, you want to figure out what the use case is and how you can best get to that use case without overwhelming your audience.
Yeah. Perfect. Very good.
Yeah. So I mean, there's obviously a lot of different angles we can take there, but I
Yeah.
think that's a good foundation. I guess as we're wrapping up today, I would love to like jump back to the project and talk about how we would, if there's any extra tips you would give on how to upload and maintain a project on Behance, so that we had a good question in chat from Munir, who was wondering how you go about getting a project featured on Behance.
Oh,
And
that.
I think it speaks to just like uploading really quality projects. Maybe we have some more tips for that.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I try to do. I definitely willing to share what I think worked. I mean, I don't know if like everything I do works because I mean I only have one project that's featured. So we can speak to this project.
Mm-hmm.
This project itself, we do have a really amazing group of people.
Yeah,
So
it's big.
so Ben and Anton, they were previously featured before.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben is actually super big. So like yeah, he had 5,000 followers. Now I got like 1,000 more from this
That's
project,
cool.
but yeah, but
His
like
thumbnails work together really well too.
yeah, so yeah, I try to make it work for everybody.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's the decision. So, but yeah, I think having somebody that has a lot of followers helps, and then maybe the jump category, right? He's a photographer and a UX UI designer. We're not in the same category. That kind of helps because if I brought up another UX UI designer, the chances are
Same category.
yeah, we have the same followers.
Mm-hmm.
We could have just have the exact same people that like.
Yeah.
So I think
expands your reach for sure.
yeah, I think that kind of helps.
I think outside of the team and like expanding your reach with categories, there's also something to be said about the actual structuring of the project. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think people watching might not have access to like working with people who have a lot of followers or access to specific resources that others do. They get featured a lot, but something that they do have control over is how they present their work.
Yeah, and then so for the like, I feel like it does have like a very engaging like intro photo. I think this is this was previously reviewed by the streamer, and then they seems like they really liked it when it first come in, and then again try to play with your intro, try to give people information, but you also kind of show something really great like the typography instead of making a whole typography page. I feel like this is enough, and then like I mentioned the type for the different part, and then I kind of tell the story like how I know Ben. It was because his featured project, and then how like he inspired me to start this project, and
Cool.
then yeah, and then it's funny, he has a project called Dream a Little, and then inside I say don't wake me up anymore, and I just kind of play around with his project.
Yeah.
So like yeah, it's like right here, like people can go look at his
Yeah.
stuff. It's really amazing. Like when he told me that he would do the project with me, I didn't even know what am I doing. I just made this up after everybody accepted to do it. I just go, I need to make this person's strength match the other person's strength, and then make something amazing for everybody.
Yeah, I think you crafted a story for the group, right?
Yeah,
that's what you're doing.
Yeah,
here.
make us a team, and not they're happy and willing to do more with me. So we'll see. Yeah, like since like he has strong photos, I try to do that, and then hierarchy, like really large, beautiful, large size typography, and then match with the smaller one, medium, like really tiny. And then I try to be funny, like how I say, "Oh, I'm not from Iceland, but Ben was." But no, he really wasn't. Like just kind of try to make it up. And then like in the background, like I put in like this really subtle texture. It's from Anthem. Anthem, it is really good at graphic design and
Cool.
and illustration.
So when you were putting this together, you kind of identified who had strengths. Ben's photography, somebody else's patterns, somebody's textures.
And then, we have a photography for
storytelling,
portrait. Yeah, there's the portrait photographer, and then
So just don't mean to cut you off, but we have like 1 minute left.
Yeah.
So I think what we'll probably want to do is like maybe say goodbye to everyone in chat and make sure we wrap everything up. I don't want to get cut off by the Behance event, which you've seen happen sometimes.
Yeah, that happened a lot.
Yeah.
Well, but thank you all for being here. I am super happy that I can be live, so people can see how I look like instead of just
and how you
sound,
work. It seems like they got a lot out of it. So if you're curious about what we worked on, Eric designed the web experience for a restaurant. Yesterday primarily, and then today a little bit. And then today worked on creating a Behance project, talking about some of the tips he has for having a successful Behance project. So if you want to watch that, you can check out the first part or the second part. We'll be back again tomorrow with a full day of programming. So as always, thanks for watching. Eric, thanks for being with us.
Yeah.
And thank you, Olivia, Voodoo Val, Heidi, Lindsay, Leo, everybody watching.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you all. Thanks for being here.
Yeah,
Bye.
people can always message us too.
Yeah, hit up Eric on Behance. That's a good point. Behance.net/Erick Su. And give him a message. Maybe you can do a project with him in the future.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
See you, everyone.